Over the course of their almost 25-year marriage, the Beckhams have seen both breathtaking highs and terrifying lows. Their greatest obstacle came about just 4 years after they were married, when Victoria Beckham's former personal assistant, Rebecca Luce, said in 2004 that she had an affair with a football player while he was playing for Real Madrid in Spain. The world of Victoria and David Beckham nearly fell apart. The world had all but forgotten about the controversy until the Beckham family allowed Netflix cameras inside their house to film a juicy documentary about David's life, both on and off the pitch. The married pair persevered through the storm, with David denying having an affair at the time. Fans were shocked to hear Victoria break her silence on the issue for the first time in over 2 decades, and reveal that her marriage nearly ended, but they were even more shocked to see David openly confront the alleged adultery. The 2004 uproar, caused by allegations of an affair during David's time at Real Madrid, made by Rebecca Luce, his former PA, was reopened in the Netflix series BCKHM. David brushed off the allegations made by other women as ludicrous at the time. The relationship was severely impacted by the incident. As Victoria put it so plainly in the documentary, "We were against each other." David said, "There were some horrible stories that were difficult to deal with," at an emotional point in the documentary when director Fisher Stevens asked how they handled the media frenzy. "That was the first time in our marriage that Victoria and I had experienced that kind of strain." During their stay in Spain, Victoria said in her solo interview that she and her spouse, David, had experienced the hardest times. She acknowledged, 100%. "For us, it was the most difficult time, because it seemed as though everything was against us. And here's the thing, if I'm telling the truth straight, we were at odds with one another. You know, there were moments when, up until Madrid, it seemed like it was just us and them. However, we were paired up. We had a connection. We each had the other. Not content to stop there," she said. "We didn't really feel like we had each other when we were in Spain either. That is regrettable. I am at a loss for words about how difficult that was and how it affected me." David acknowledged that they were drowning during this turbulent period and said, "I don't know how we got through it, in all honesty." David went on, "It was challenging when I initially arrived to Spain, since I had spent my whole career, from the age of 15 to 27, as a member of a club and a family. Overnight, I'm sold. I'm in a city the following minute. I'm not fluent in the language. Above all, I was without my family." The couple's film from April 2004 at the French ski resort of Courchevel, where they held what were referred to be make or break negotiations for their marriage at the time, was shown with the candid interviews with both David and Victoria. David reflected on that time, saying, "I think we both felt at the time that we were not losing each other, but drowning. Every morning we felt, there was something else. On certain days, when I would wake up, I would wonder how I was going to go to work. How will I enter that training field? How am I going to appear as though everything is fine? Every day I felt physically ill. As soon as I opened my eyes, how will I go about doing this? To be honest, I don't know how we made it through," David said in response to the director's question about their survival. "To me, Victoria is everything. It was very hard to see her in pain. However, we are combatants. We had to battle for our family and for each other at that particular time. And it was worth it to battle for what we had. But in the end, it's our own lives." In another segment of the documentary, Victoria admits to the camera that she has made peace with some of the events in her life, which may allude to her marital issues. "I think I only realized half of what I discussed until I kind of started this thing. Is that right? This treatment," Victoria pondered. "I feel at peace with a lot of things that may have been still bottled up anger and resentment during our first session. I finally get it." In agreement, Beckham remarked, "When I've looked back, this has been some sort of therapy. Thankfully, the couple, who are parents to 4 children, was able to rekindle their love, and this summer, they will commemorate 25 years of marriage happiness. The two claim that watching the Netflix series was a healing experience. Victoria said, "I feel at peace with a lot of what maybe in our first session was still a lot of pent-up anger and frustration, after finding peace with some painful parts of her history. I finally get it.